Long story short, this guy right here, Patrice Lumumba, was the first president of the Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo. He played a pivotal role in freeing the Congo from the Belgians. Okay? Belgium only allowed the Congo to be independent because of social pressure and political pressure from the outside world. It was a period of time when colonial powers were being pressured into giving up their colonies and giving them freedom and independence. But Belgium was able to make so much money from this particular colony in the Congo that even though they gave them their independence and their freedom, they still wanted to control things from behind the scenes. So when this man, Patrice Lumumba, became the first president, a week after he was elected president, Belgium supported one of his adversaries, one of his competitors, a man who ran against him as for president and lost against him. Belgium supported him, gave him resources, military capabilities, money, because they wanted this particular guy to win because he would be friendly to the Belgians. The way that the colonial system was set up was the Belgians held all the important jobs, all the jobs that paid the most money. They were teachers, doctors, scientists. The native people, the Congolese, were only able to work under the Belgians. So the hierarchy was Belgians got the top priority. Anything that was worthwhile, any job that was worthwhile, they had. And the native Congolese, they were only able to go below that. So the Belgians wanted to support Patrice Lumumba's adversary because he would allow that system to stay in place. Even though the Congo would be technically independent and free, the society would still be the same, in which the Belgians would still be teachers, doctors, scientists. You got to understand, the Belgians who moved to the Democratic Republic of Congo loved it because they were able to get jobs and opportunities and houses and estates that they wouldn't have got in their native country of Belgium. In Belgium, too much competition, too many people who were more qualified than them. But when it came to the Congo, their white skin allowed them to ascend to the top of the ladder without any qualifications. Simply being a white Belgian put you in a position where you could have it all. So Patrice Lumumba was eventually overthrown by the president of Zimbabwe, who stayed president for 31 years. Robert Mutombo. Robert Mutombo. Yeah. Robert, Mutombo. Huh. Anyway, all right. So basically, Patrice Lumumba went to the United States asking them to help him with the Belgians. He knew that his adversary, his competitor, the guy who he beat in the presidential election, was being assisted by the Belgians. So he went to the United States and said, hey, could you give me some type of military support to get these Belgians out? We won our independence. We won our freedom. I am the president, but the Belgians are conspiring with a presidential candidate that I beat to take over and recolonize the Congo behind the scenes. The United States said no. So Patrice Lumumba went to the Soviets for help. And this is in 1960. This is a height of the Cold War. As soon as he went to the Soviets for help to throw the Belgians out, the United States and Belgium conspired to kill him. And the guy who was under him, his assistant, the guy that he brought into politics, who eventually became the president for 31 years, the United States and the Belgians went to him and gave him authority, military capabilities, and he turned his back on his mentor and killed him. And 20 years later, he would have parades and stuff like that in honor of him, and would have pictures of them together. So the adversary that I was talking about that was conspiring with the Belgians, that's not the guy who conspired to kill him. This was the guy, this was the enemy. This was the guy who was trying to get him out the way. But the Belgians realized that this guy wasn't effective in getting rid of Patrice Lumumba. So what they did was they went into Patrice Lumumba's inner circle, and they went to his best guy, his best assistant, and offered him resources And then this particular guy ended up getting rid of everybody, all the competition. At first, he got rid of Patrice Lumumba. He got rid of the guy who was his adversary that I was talking about earlier. He got rid of everybody, and he was able to ascend to the presidency for 31 years. So I encourage you to do your research on the Democratic Republic of Congo. Do your research on Patrice Lumumba, and please read his story. It goes to show you that even when the African nations were being freed, the colonial powers were desperate to hold on to power to the point where they actually killed multiple leaders. Peace.